Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time on a busy Thursday afternoon. I know I say this every week, but it means the world to us that you're sitting here, right, trying to learn and strategize and walk away with some nuggets. And it should also mean even more to yourself because you're here to learn, to pivot, to change the balance of the year, right, to make 24 the best year ever and to make sure that here we are, disability awareness month, that you're spreading the message, that you're getting the word out to your existing clients, to new prospects, going back to maybe revisit some old leads, right? Because everybody, especially younger professionals, breadwinners, right, young families, if you're working, you need income protection, right? If you're driving a car, you need automobile insurance. And if you're working and getting a paycheck and a salary, you need to protect your family. God forbid something happens to you, right? We all know the drill. And on the agent side, right, this is a huge plus, a big win. Why? Number one, commissions are great, and the renewal stream is huge. Okay, it's like you're building your own annuity for retirement purposes. Think about it, right? Some of our agents that have a huge DI book, I mean, they sit back on autopilot, collect these huge renewal checks or EFTs, and then whatever comes in, right, as they get older, whatever comes in, comes in. They might send out their monthly or weekly e-blast and get the word out, and they kind of sit back and relax and get these renewal streams and checks that are coming in. So you have to think like this. On the consumer side, this rounds out a portfolio, right? Going back, especially white collar, blue collar, and it doesn't really make a difference. Income, we even have guaranteed issue products that everybody gets approved for. We have graded products. We have direct to consumer products. So your 32-year-old, let's say young professional that is too cool and doesn't have time to meet you at their living room table or Starbucks can go log in at 2 a.m., run a quote, apply, get an instant decision, and have a policy emailed or mailed, okay, within a week. So everything happens now 1, 2, 3, and Levinson has you covered on every corner when it comes to DI, including a marketing platform, which we're going to share towards the end. So you need to be spreading the word because your consumers are buying these products and it's not from you, right? If you're not being proactive and letting them know, hey, I handle disability insurance, income protection. Okay, period. All right, so let's jump in. We have a lot going on today. We have a lot going on here at Levinson this month. It's been crazy. Ever since the expo, we're having record weeks, record days, and it's thanks to you all, right, that make this possible for us. So I want to thank each and every person listening today. I know some of you will get this a couple weeks later on a recorded link, but you're included. So thank you. My hat goes off to each and every person just for having faith in us, trusting Levinson and Associates, and knowing, right, our promise is we're always going to jump in and do the right thing and try to turn maybe a negative if that comes up, maybe with a carrier, with an approval that maybe needs a preferred. Me and Carrie will go to bat for you every single time. And 99% of the time, we're going to turn that minus into a plus for you. Okay. And the 1% time, that means the carrier is taking a hard stance and we just have to deliver a message back. But no, we're going to do everything we can in our power to move the needle. Let's move forward to the first slide here officially. Speaking of you, our agents, knowing you mean the world to us. Okay. It's so important. You're our customer, our client. Okay. It's a conflict of interest for us to speak to any consumers, clients. We don't have a call center in the back room, right? Which a lot of IMOs do these days. Okay. It's crazy. You got to hear the stories. They're sitting here marketing products to you all, to agents, right? On the north wing, call it whatever you want. The south wing, they have a call center and they're reaching out to consumers. It's the same consumer bucket that you all are trying to market and sell to. That's a conflict of interest, big red flag. We never do that. Okay? I look at it like it's illegal. It should be illegal. So anyway, you are our customer. You're our number one. And Sandy and Stephen, that's the testimonials that you're looking at right now. This means the world to us. Okay, this is literally what sparks our team every single day. Which, by the way, we now have a full-time marketing crew of 11 people. Okay, very, very sharp, very intelligent on the life side, annuity side, living benefits, DI. So we're here to help every step of the way in 4 states now. So we have you covered. 3 departments, as you know: new business, contracting, marketing. And real fast, Sandy, left side, top corner. Ashley, I have to tell you how impressed we are with every person we have interacted with at the Levinson team. Our team is incredibly grateful to be a part of the Levinson family. Thank you so much for all the hard work. Right hand side, Bill. This is one of the best testimonials that I've seen in my 25 years. Okay, and here's why. And you all should be looking at this and saying, wow, you know what? That's impressive, because a lot of people talk, right? But when you see the action, to me, that's the proof in the pudding. And this is the action. So real fast, Bill, I submitted 2 tiny cases. Okay, look at that word, 2 tiny cases to your office. I was treated by both Ashleys as if they were $1 million cases. They were attentive, patient, and helped me to navigate the tasks necessary to close these transactions. Another IMO I work with didn't even return my calls. I know Levinson provides services to over 20,000 agents, yet your staff treated me in these accounts as if I was the only agent you support. Pretty darn outstanding in my book. That wasn't asked for. That wasn't paid for. That was Steven sending me, and he's listening right now because I see his name on the roster. So, Steven, you know what you did. You sent me an email last Friday afternoon. It made my day. It made my weekend. Okay, and it made our whole team's weekend. But that is everything. And as an agent, you're sitting out there in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, right? And you're saying, oh, I work with 3 IMOs on the average, and they all say great things. Okay, well, this is the proof in the pudding. This is part of our training protocol. Every person in here knows if the case is $7 a month and it's an Axi Plus product, okay, or it's 70,000 a month and it's a big estate planning IUL, we have to jump in head first and treat that agent with the same kid glove service. Period. Okay? And that's why I'm so impressed with that testimonial. By the way, if you want to leave some thoughts, please jump in. Go to our Facebook page, the Levinson Facebook page, our LinkedIn page, Instagram. Okay, go to Google Reviews, leave a review, share some thoughts, and I'll send you the prospecting book on us. As long as you're an active Levinson agent, you're in. Let's keep moving forward. Okay, so real fast, let's switch gears. I want to talk about disability, right? Income protection, paycheck protection, okay? These are some of the latest LIMRA statistics, and this tells me as an insurance agent in 2024, the opportunity has never been better for disability insurance, for me to market DI, okay? I mean, this is huge. The bucket is huge. And I'm not saying, even though we do have some agents that focus on DI, it's probably 80 to 90% of their sales. Okay, I'm not saying you have to focus on DI 90% of the day or your time. Okay, but as you're talking about IUL, whole life, even final expense, even children's whole life products, you're speaking to parents. Maybe you're calling on beneficiaries from an application. Maybe you just wrote yesterday, right? And you're calling on the bennies to try to get the door open and maybe asking for referrals. Whatever it is, bring this up. Do you have income protection insurance? Bring it up. Okay? What's the worst thing that can happen? Most people aren't aware. They don't know enough to be dangerous. So you have to educate. And I'm going to share, we have a few slides towards the end of some top performing Facebook and social media posts that are agents just like you that are out there in the trenches, and they're crushing it by marketing DI. Okay. Why? Because most agents out there, there's 982,000 independent agents in the country, right? They're all focused on that monster IUL sale, the whole life sale, the $2 million annuity. Okay. Well, you have this little space over here that most agents aren't focused on. You can jump in and crush it. So again, know enough to be dangerous, educate the consumer, the sales will come. Let's go to the next slide here. Okay, real fast. This is our 411. So I have, let's see here, two more slides, and then we have Mike who's going to take the wheel. This is an exciting webinar, by the way. It's DM, Disability Insurance Awareness Month, as I said a few times earlier. We're also launching a new product this month, a new Assurity DI long-term disability product this month. So it'll be on your Insure Me Now Direct platform. They also have a graded product. We have the Axi Plus product with some living benefit riders now. Some really, really cool stuff on and off the Insure Me Now Direct platform. So just sit back, relax, take plenty of notes. We have that Q&A box. Use that. Maximize it. Okay, type away comments, questions, feedback, good, bad, and different. We want to hear from you. We create these trainings based on your feedback. Okay, so please jump in. If you need a call from a marketer, just put that in that little question pane, and somebody will call you when we hang up. In fact, right at 3 p.m. Eastern time. We're also going to have our question of the day right before we put a bow on this at 3 p.m. Eastern as well. So make sure you're paying attention, because the answer to our question of the day is in these slides. So plenty of notes. Okay, hint, hint. Okay. Let's go back to third gear here. 411 is what you're looking at in front of you. So we have over 90 products on the life side, the annuity side, living benefits, DI, CI, basically everything but health insurance and variable. Okay, we have you covered. Now, for you as an agent, right, knowing enough to be dangerous and educating your consumer, which is the name of the game, how are you going to keep your finger on the pulse of 90 different carriers and 1,300 plus products? It's impossible. There's no way. So every other week, we send out our 411 newsletter, okay? And it's very easy to read and to understand. It's like opening up a picture or a graphic. Oh, you're going to see life. You're going to see annuity. You're going to see living benefits. You're going to see Levinson. And that's everything broken down in a nutshell. What's hot, what's not, what new products came out, what products are no longer available, what happened with the latest DOL ruling, is it official, is it not, what do you have to do to take the correct steps, right? Everything is in front of you in the 411. If you don't get this, let us know. We have your incorrect email address, or it's sitting in your spam or junk folder, okay? But if you're not getting this, you got to let us know. Okay, and again, you're going to get one of these next week as well. So every other week, we got to keep these fresh and hot for you all to pivot, move the needle, and keep yourself in the loop every step of the way to share with the consumer. Let's keep going. All right, second to last slide here, and then Mike is going to take over. So we kind of simplified this for you when it comes to disability insurance coverage. Okay, a lot of you, I'm sure, didn't know this, weren't aware, and that's okay. Left-hand side, we have impaired risk options. So Assurity has a graded DI product. On the way bottom, Surebridge has a guaranteed issue DI product. That's not just accident, by the way. That is a full disability income product, okay? DI protection. Lloyd's of London, we also have a guaranteed issue, or I should say graded option or impaired risk. FSL, same. Illinois Mutual, same. So we have some good options, even if your client cannot qualify for a standard DI policy and get that super competitive rate at job class. Let's move over one more column, blue collar DI. As you see, Assurity is in the top, and in fact, every single section. So they have some great solutions, right, for these products. Blue Collar DI, Assurity, Illinois Mutual, Mutual of Omaha, Emeritus, Surebridge, and even Manhattan Life has a short-term product as well. I want to mention one thing, Emeritus. We now, if you weren't aware, on the brokerage side, we are now getting access to all Emeritus products, including DI, whole life, IUL, term, all the living benefits. So we're going to have everything under one umbrella. And in fact, you'll have full access starting next month. So we're super excited about that. Now, obviously.
Yep, we can hear you now.
Okay, I apologize. We had some technical issues on my side. So thank you for hanging in there. In fact, I am done. I have my final slide, and then Mike is going to take over. So just what I wanted to mention quickly is all the way over to the right-hand side, with the Insure Me Now Direct, 100% direct to consumer. And this is for, in fact, we're going to have 5 Assurity products starting this month. Today we have 4, but this is a great way for those P&C health agencies, let's say. Maybe you're focused on mortgage protection, whatever it is. This is a good, easy way to open new doors by sending out email drips, driving people back to your home base, which is your Insure Me Now direct site, and let them run quotes at their convenience at 2 a.m., at 3 a.m. And if they like the accident plan or the DI or CI plan for, $22 a month, they can click apply. They can have an instant decision. And then again, a policy emailed, printed, saved, whatever, within 24 hours. Now, if it's mail, it's going to be about a week, but everything is instant decision, which is the name of the game. You wake up in the morning and there's a new policy sold, a new commission, a new renewal. Okay, renewals paid on most products. So anyway, it doesn't get any easier than that, and it's free. So there's no cost to you. There's no commission reduction, nothing. Which is a win-win-win across the board. Let's go to our final slide here. What I want to do is take a step back and introduce Mike as our RVP from Assurity Life. They have some great technology, some great products, and again, a new product launch for this month, which happens to be Diem. So very exciting. Mike, are you there, bud?
I sure am, Bill. Can you hear me fine?
Yep, loud and clear. Thank you.
Fantastic. Yeah, thanks so much for the introduction there, Bill. We're really excited to be here with the entire Levinson group today. And there were just a few things that I really want to emphasize as we go through our presentation today. And Bill hit it really square on the head as far as these are the type of conversations that are going to help you stand out from the crowd and the hundreds of thousands of other agents out there in the United States, because you being able to offer these kinds of options, these kinds of conversations, this kind of consultation to your client is going to position you as an expert in their eyes, which are going to open up other opportunities, referrals, cross-selling opportunities where they want your help planning other protection products in their plan. And then, of course, the other thing that I do want to emphasize is this is incredibly meaningful to your business, not just because of the additional with is identifying the strong, impact that DI sales and conversations can have to your business, not just the renewal commissions that are obviously going to give you sleep at night, money and revenue coming into you, but also it's going to position you as an expert in the industry in your clients' eyes so that they're referring you out to new clients and also coming back to you for new protection conversations when they need additional life insurance or they want to do that retirement planning. All of that is going to be helped by DI conversations and positioning yourself as an expert in their eyes. So now that brings us to this particular slide where the biggest and most important thing that you need to do for your clients is help them visualize how important their income is in the first place. What pays for the cell phone bills, the 12 different streamers that they pay for on a monthly basis, and then the more important crucial things like retirement planning, schooling, life insurance planning. All of that is paid for by their revenue stream, their income. And if they don't have that monthly income, how are they going to pay for those other items? So it's very crucial to paint them that picture of that financial household where the roof keeping all the bad out for their future is the retirement plan and that life insurance. And then the windows of, the glorified future that they're looking out. And all that planning is supported by the actual foundation in the ground, which is the income that you can protect with disability insurance. So we're going to position this presentation pretty quickly around the actual helping you with these conversations. Yes, we'll talk about products and what helps us stand out as a carrier, but really, I want to make you all comfortable with walking away from this presentation feeling like true experts in the industry. And that is where you're probably going to run into this objection most often. It's going to be that I have DI through work statement and that declaration that I'm all set. Well, again, position yourself as a true expert in this scenario by really drilling down into that group coverage with your client, helping them understand, do you have short-term or long-term DI coverage? The average claim is around 3 years. So if they only have short-term, well, that's a long time that they could potentially be out of work and still needing to cover those monthly expenses. Does your DI provide a benefit until you can return to work in your current own occupation or any gainful employment, any job? There are two different kinds of definitions of total disability. So help them understand what theirs is. The group coverage, is it portable? Typically not. What percentage of your salary does your group DI replace? Are they taxable because they're employer paid, pre-tax deducted? Do you count bonuses to meet expenses? All of these questions are going to open up opportunities for you to actually come in as the expert, help them understand what they have and what they need to do to supplement that. The easiest way to coordinate and supplement is identifying, okay, you have group short-term DI, which is the most common. So let's supplement with that a long-term DI at a 5-year, 10-year, maybe all the way out to age 65 benefit period. And that's how you can bring it all together. There's also the possibility on the flip side where they have a long-term DI. Well, in the short term, how are you going to pay to meet that long-term DI elimination period, that 90 days before you receive that first benefit check? That's where the short-term DI individual plan is going to come in, where you're receiving that first benefit check after only 1 or 2 weeks of an elimination period. That is going to get you out to that long-term DI policy so that you're covered and you're not missing a beat, not missing any of those monthly expenses that you're responsible for. And then there's the actual taxable portion of it. Maybe your client is underinsured, which is quite frankly most, because these are typically employer paid benefits, meaning that they will be taxed and there's going to be a gap of what they actually qualify for. So you look at Leslie, this dental hygienist, after taxes, she takes home $4,300 per month. Well, that gives her up to that 60% level that she can replace with disability insurance. She has a total of $3,600 that she's able to replace. Her group benefit is taxable though, so ultimately she's going to be receiving only $2,810 per month after taxes from that group plan. How do you make her whole again? You bring an individual policy into the equation. She's only paying $29.83 per month for $800 of coverage on a 10-year benefit period, 90-day elimination plan, which brings her back up to her full eligibility of 60% of her pre-disability income, which we've calculated to that $3,610 per month, coordinating her group coverage along with that individual coverage. So all of that together, whether it's identifying that they need a group, an individual short-term plan to get them to their group long-term plan, vice versa, have something for after their group short-term plan expires, or maybe you're filling the actual gap because it's taxable. These are all opportunities for you to have eye-opener conversations with your clients and help them visualize and position you as an expert who's actually consulting for them, providing them knowledge, and helping guide them along this path that's very difficult to navigate for the everyday citizen and consumer. So how are our occupation classes set up? We've got the 4A, 3A, 2A, and 1A, and I'm going to briefly talk about some niches in each of these. 4A, these are individuals like you and I, insurance agents, real estate brokers, accountants, attorneys, individuals who are typically in a desk job. This would also apply to nurses who are in a more clinical or administrative setting. And then you can see in the 3A that we do have some niches with nurses who are in a more active hospital setting, dental hygienists, teachers, but also in this 3A, I do want to point out that we are very, very competitively priced with dentists. So if you are going out there and speaking to dentists, which I know they are a massive market for disability insurance because they're taught about it in dental school, that is going to be a nice niche for us. Please make sure that you're illustrating and quoting us for those particular clients. Breaking it down into the two-way now, this is where we're starting to talk a little bit more about maybe those small business owners, those individuals like those general contractors, those electricians. They're still construction oriented. However, they have a little bit of specialization, some licensing or some accreditation that they've already gone through. They're going to be in our two-way, that kind of gray collar occupation class. But we specifically work well with them because I'm going to talk to you about an occupation class upgrade that would take those business owners who have at least $30,000 of income coming from the business, 10% ownership in the business, and they've been in business for at least 2 years. Those folks are going to be taken from a two-way, and they're going to have one occupation class upgrade to a 3A, which is going to bring down their premiums, offer up more options to them, and ultimately, again, have you look like an expert in front of these business owner clients, providing them direct, niche, specialized solutions that they're going to recognize you went above and beyond, providing them something that is tailor-made for them. And then 1A, you're going to see here that we do have a weapon-carrying police officer here in the photo. That is a huge niche for us. We cover firefighters. We cover weapon-carrying police officers. We cover first responders. So please do not immediately deem these type of occupations ineligible because we do have solutions for them. Roofers and painters, I just like to kind of throw out there for everyone as general knowledge. We do have a 30-foot threshold as far as how high in the sky you can go on a routine basis. So more often than once or twice per month. If you're typically above that 30-foot threshold, you are unfortunately going to be ineligible based on the occupation. But those more residential folks, painters, roofers, window washers, any number of those occupations, and they're more residential under that 30-foot, then you're going to be just fine with us. So now actually diving into the products themselves, this is our flagship long-term disability plan, Century Plus. This is also the one that Bill mentioned is going to be introduced very soon to the Insure Me Now Direct platform. So a huge opportunity for you all to provide streamlined processes, client-driven processes, where they're going to be able to apply for long-term disability on their own. We have had this product in several different variations on the shelf, dating all the way back to our inception 130 years ago. So we have been a huge leader in the disability market for over a century and basically offering different variations of this product. So as you can see here, I'm not going to really drill into the specs all that much outside of we do issue up to age 60. We have a maximum issue limit of 20,000 that matches the participation limit of 20,000. For medical professionals, it is at 15,000. And then we have multiple benefit period options for you, a 1, 2, 5 year on the shorter end, but then a little bit longer into that 10-year to age 65 and to age 67. For those folks who want that real peace of mind, knowing that if they had a totally disabling event, maybe they're paralyzed, something of that nature where they know they will never be going back to work in their occupation, that's where those to age 65 and to age 67 are going to come in very handy for those conversations. Elimination periods, 30 all the way up to 365 days, guaranteed renewable, keeping your policies in force as long as you're paying that premium out to the maturity date of age 65. And then, of course, our non-medical underwriting pathways, where we are going to try to do everything digitally for up to $6,000 of applied for monthly benefit for those younger ages under age 55, and then $4,500 for the older ages of ages 56 to 60. So what that looks like is apply through the e-application and obviously through Insure Me Now Direct. And within those age brackets and under that $6,000 monthly benefit amount, these are going to be put through our digital underwriting process where we hopefully avoid any exams, additional medical records being ordered, where we can lean on our third-party vendors to grab those available medical records and histories to make a digital decision. And then, of course, that occupation class upgrade that I already mentioned for those qualifying business owners, very strong option for your business owner clients. And what are the built-in benefits of this long-term disability plan? Well, the first one at the top in that blue box, that own occupation box, very important to know that all of our DI products that we talk about today start with a built-in 2-year own occupation definition, meaning if your client goes on claim, for the first 2 years of that claim, it's going to be the own occupation definition, which means that even if they go on and they're a surgeon pre-disability, but then they become a business owner who's making 4 or 5 times more than their pre-disability income after they're disabled, then as a business owner with the own occupation definition, we are going to continue to pay those disability benefits under that own occupation, which is built in for the first 2 years. And then we have an own occupation extension rider where you can extend out that definition for the full benefit period to age 65, to age 67, whatever you choose. If you do not include that additional rider, then after those first 2 years of the built-in own occupation definition, if your client is making more than 60% of their pre-disability income in that new position, then they will be under the any gainful employment definition and those benefits will turn off. So again, we're offering that own occupation definition built in on all the products for the first 2 years, which allows your clients to continue to receive those benefits if they've already replaced over 60% of their income with that new position. Very strong offering there and very strong benefit to have built into a DEI policy. And then we have these other built-in benefits, just kind of additional offerings and provisions that we're building into the base premium. The organ donor benefit, where there's additional if it's disability due to a transplant or bone marrow donation. Survivor benefit if they pass away while on claim. Home modification benefit, which is reimbursement if they should put in a ramp up to the front door or a lift inside the house. Presumptive disability benefit, which is again going to be more of a if you've loss of limb, loss of sight, loss of hearing, and then the partial, which if they're working their way back to work, will pay 50% of the base benefit for up to 6 months while they're working part-time. This page is all about the flexibility that we offer through the riders and allowing you to design a specific unique vehicle for your client. Things like the social insurance coordination rider, that supplemental DI rider up in the top left, where we're taking down the price dollar for dollar for your client by coordinating a portion of the benefit with Social Security, workman's comp, and bringing down that price because, again, we're sharing the risk with those social insurance providers. A retroactive injury rider, which is allowing you to receive a lump sum check for those elimination period months once you've met your elimination period. That ONOC extension rider, making the full policy own occupation definition. Catastrophic critical illness benefit with a living benefit option to add on a little bit of additional coverage for your client. Automatic benefit increase riders to keep up with inflation, a non-cancelable rider if that's the kind of chassis that your client absolutely requires, a return of premium rider if you want to get rid of that use it or lose it type of objection, residual, and then of course guaranteed insurability rider for those new professionals who intend to make way above their initial income that they're applying for and they want to be able to be approved non-medically in the future. These are the flexibility options that we're giving you, and this is how we're allowing you to build the exact vehicle for your client to, again, position you as an expert, offer them options, and then help guide them through to the protection plan that they ultimately settle on. The short-term DI product is what we're pivoting to now. This is going to be, again, a way for you to combine and coordinate long-term disability care with short-term disability care, making sure that they never miss a beat and are making all of their liabilities whole once they go through that disabling event. You'll see here that we issue again to age 60. We have two variations here, an accident and sickness or an accident only, which is going to be more affordable and pretty much guaranteed issue for any medical reasons. Obviously, occupation is still taken into account pretty significantly, but it's a great option for your individuals who are declined for the accident and sickness full coverage. Weekly benefit amounts, getting your clients those benefits even quicker because they're on a weekly basis. Still the same for occupation classes. This is also still available on Insure Me Now Direct through a direct-to-consumer platform. And then we're doing those benefit periods that match up very nicely with whatever that long-term disability elimination period is. So it's a 90-day elimination period on your long-term plan. Match it up with a short-term plan that has a 13-week benefit period. Again, getting them all the way through so that they're getting that first monthly check for the long-term plan right after their short-term DI benefit period expires. There is a childbirth benefit built in. We do not pay out for maternity. I want to make that very clear because it's a common question, but we will meet the client somewhere in the middle where we are going to pay out a $500 lump sum benefit for one childbirth event per calendar year. And that can be both for the father and the mother if both of them have a short-term policy with us. So again, very, very strong options to help meet the gaps, whether it's the taxable gap through the group plan, or again, they have a long-term plan that needs to be supplemented with a short-term plan or vice versa. We have it all for you here so you can help be that expert and make sure that your client is firmly and securely covered. So let's talk about this accidental death insurance plus product that Bill referenced a little bit earlier on today. And this is going to be what I like to refer to as the most affordable door opener DI coverage that you can offer your clients. It's going to be built on our accidental death chassis. So again, it's going to be relatively affordable and eligible for almost all clients. You build it on the chassis of the accidental death product, which again, you can see here has many different term periods, renewable to age 80, but then you add on this accident only DI rider that is going to be very, very appealing to those folks who are commonly out on the road or at high risk in the first place. Police officers, construction workers, firefighters, but also, like I said, those folks on the road, like truck drivers, rideshare drivers, taxi cab drivers. These folks are recognizing that I'm more at risk for an accidental death or an accident-only DI event anyway. So these premiums are going a long way in covering me and providing me peace of mind. So what does the actual breakdown of the specs of this accident-only DI rider on the accidental death product look like? We have that issue age again out to age 60, where it matures at age 65. You can go as low as $300 monthly benefit up to a $3,000 monthly benefit. This does not have any options, but it is going to be a set 2-year own occupation benefit period and a 90-day elimination period. And again, this is going to be an excellent, affordable DI coverage door opener type product and conversation for you to go in. Maybe it's a young client, still very much on a budget, doesn't really see the value in insurance yet because it's kind of that invincibility mindset anyway. Well, this at least provides them with a little bit of a dip your toes in the water, at least get something in force so that for that $25 to $50 per month, we know that you're providing your beneficiaries and yourself as a beneficiary on the DI rider some sort of coverage so that you're not caught in a bind if something were to happen. Very, very crucial. And again, this is going to be available on your Insure Me Now Direct platform. So let's talk a little bit now about some specialized products and offerings on the impaired risk side and then the business owner side. So this is our graded benefit DI product. it is going to be for those impaired risk declined conditions under the traditional Century Plus DI product or any other carriers that you work with. Please send us your declines. We want to underwrite, at least preliminarily, give you an idea if there's a possibility that we could write this client under the graded benefit product. Here's a list of all of the different medical conditions that we routinely are considering and writing and issuing for. You see mental nervous conditions like bipolar and attempted suicide. And then you see addiction type diseases like alcoholism, drug abuse. But then you see the very severe conditions in addition to those like multiple sclerosis, Crohn's disease, UC, ulcerative colitis, sleep apnea, arthritis. These are all different diseases and conditions that are very typically declined where we are writing them under our graded benefit products. So please send those to me, send those to underwriting@assurity.com. Just very brief info on the client's medical condition, diagnosis dates, prescription histories, and we're able to give you a preliminary idea. Yes, this client would be eligible for our graded benefit product where we would be able to get something in force for that client. How does it work? Well, very simply, it's still going to have that built-in 2-year own occupation definition, still has a rider available for it. And if you go on claim for a sickness in the very first year, it's only going to pay out 35% of the applied for benefit for the entirety of that benefit period. So you have a $10,000 applied for monthly benefit. You go on claim for sickness that very first year, you're going to be receiving $3,500 monthly benefit for that entire 10-year benefit period. If you make it to the second year and then you go on claim for sickness, it's going to be 70%. So $7,000 monthly benefit for that full 10-year benefit period. If you make it to that third year or beyond, it's going to be the full applied monthly benefit that will be paid out to you for the duration of that benefit period claim. Or if your total disability event is due to an accident and it's an injury claim, then even in the first year, we'll pay out that full 100% grade benefit that was applied for. So very, very strong save the sale type product here. Very strong save the sale type product with the accident only DI rider on the accidental death. Do not think that just because your client was declined for a traditional product that they do not have options. We provide those options to them. And then finally, looking at the business overhead expense policy, this is great solution combination for your business owner conversation. So what you're looking at is more of payroll protection. So you're talking to the business owner, providing them paycheck protection on their personal Century Plus, graded benefit products, short-term DI, that's going to help with their personal living expenses, mortgage, school funding, cars, utilities, all of that under their paycheck protection, which is their personal planning. But let's talk about their payroll protection. What's going to protect the business if they're unable to be there, running things on a daily basis, being that true operational executive plus the president plus the accounting executive? You know, there's all these different titles that a small business owner has and the hats that they wear. So let's protect the business as well, and that's where the business overhead is going to help. They can apply up to $20,000. We're going to take into a calculation all of the liabilities. If it's basically on the liability expense side of the balance sheet, it's going to go into that maximum issue limit calculation for them. Benefit periods of up to 2 years, guaranteed renewable, same occupation class upgrade for these business owners, which they, quite frankly, almost all qualify for under those qualifications. And that brings you to, again, the visualization of we've protected your family, we've protected your personal paycheck, now let's protect the business with some payroll protection. And these are the examples of those covered expenses, salaries, wages, property taxes, association dues or licensing dues. Maybe you need to routinely take classes. These are things that these BOE, business overhead expense policies, are going to be covering. Very quick example, you have a 35-year-old contractor, Net personal income, 60,000. He calculated 15,000 on his monthly business expenses, going over his monthly salaries for his 3 employees, the office rent, vehicles, equipment rentals, came out to that 15,000. And the solution that we came up with was that for $40 per month, he's going to protect himself, his personal paycheck at $3,590 per month, and he's going to be receiving a 2-year benefit period on that. So he's protected in the relatively long-term 2-year benefit period for only $40 per month, and then he's protecting his business at $15,000 per month on a 1-year benefit period for $105, bringing his total cost to protect himself and his business to $145, which is very reasonable to make sure that you have that peace of mind, not just for yourself and your family, but to make sure that your business runs smoothly as well. As we wrap up, I just wanted to cover a few other common objections and how, again, you can position yourself as an expert in these scenarios. These objections are opportunities for you. Will survive on my spouse's income. Break out a spreadsheet, really drill down in for them. Okay, if we remove $4,000 or $5,000 or even worse, something like $7,000 to $10,000 out of your combined monthly income that you're expecting, let's break down your expenses now as well and see how well we're surviving and how long we survive only on that single income. We'll use our savings. Do the exact same thing. Break down how quickly that savings will deplete if they're relying on that instead of maintaining routine income through a DI plan. It's too expensive. Again, you're just doing some simple math for them. Take their pre-disability income. Take the premium. I am very confident that that premium will only come out to about 1% to 4% of their pre-disability income, and leverage that. Say, are you all right paying 1% to 4% of your pre-disability income to protect 60% of your income that you'll receive on a monthly basis if you become totally disabled and can't work? When you frame it like that, it really has a strong impact and helps the client visualize. And then finally, accident illnesses won't happen to me. You can lean on any number of resources. Lifehappens.org, our pieces say it too. It's basically a 1 in 4 chance that 20-year-olds today will have a total disabling event. That's 25% of them will have a totally disabling event, which means it's not likely that it'll happen to you, but there is a strong enough chance that you want to have protection plans in place. We've already talked about this. The why should you sell it? Your clients need it. Lack of competition, ability to specialize and stand out from the crowd. Make yourself look like that expert in your client's eyes so that they're providing those strong referrals to you and coming back to you for more planning in the future. And then the renewal commissions, obviously, that help you have that peace of mind, keeping the lights on for your business. And these are our tools. Please take down. This is probably the most important slide where you are looking at these breakout sites that we have available for you. We have things like the online quoters, sales ideas by occupations, how to overcome those objections that I was talking about earlier. And then we've got some fully canned and baked, ready to use social media posts for you that you can just grab and use at your leisure. This is that Sell More DI site where you will be able to break down by product what you're looking for more as far as tools, info, those social media posts. Further down that same page, we've got the quote to apply, application software. And then, of course, you're always going to want to know that you can lean on us, lean on Levinson with the Insure Me Now Direct platform and all of the products that we've made available there, because quite frankly, it's becoming more and more often that your clients are searching for these products on their own time, and they're wanting quick, easy, simple, efficient, smooth processes that together in our partnership, we've been able to provide so that you can provide them to your clients. Already talked about why Assurity, personalized service. You're speaking to somebody in our Lincoln, Nebraska office. If you're not speaking to us in the field as a sales team, mutual
on 5 on the platform. So you got to be taking advantage of this. Get comfortable with the Assurity products and then our platform, and you'll be off to the races. I always talk about the autopilot, and that's exactly how you need to look at this as you're, going out on your day-to-day sales, webinars, seminars, maybe estate planning, whatever it is, and then have this running in the background. Okay, let's. I got about 5 minutes left, and I know I'm over, but keep in mind this webinar is costing us thousands of dollars because every single active agent that's on this call is getting a complimentary Yeti, Levinson Yeti, or the prospecting book. You get to pick. So you can hang out with us for another 6, 7 minutes. Let's jump into the first slide here. How to get started. So you just loved the presentation that Mike had to share from Assurity, and you want to get appointed, or maybe you're set up under another IMO, but you want to take advantage and leverage Insure Me Now Direct with Levinson, so we can move your contract over to us, match or beat your commission. Typically, we beat it, and then you get free leads or cash for contracting with your first paid app. And then also keep in mind, you get $100 cash with your first placed app on Insure Me Now Direct. So that's on top of these two incentives. So you got to run with this. Even if it's on your own life, we still give you the $100 cash incentive. Okay, so all the marketing material is on our website as well. Everything Mike just touched on is on the Levinson site. Let's keep moving forward. This is that DI guide and prospecting checklist. I love this, because if you have an assistant, a CSR rep, whatever it is that's helping you with the supplemental sales, okay, they can use this as a reference chart. And maybe it could be an admin person, niece or nephew, grandchild, whoever's helping you with your day-to-day. Like, literally get them set up with these platforms, and they're off to the races. This is everything you need to know seller's guide on the left side. The right side is like a cheat sheet for all the different job classes. Okay, it tells you everything in a nutshell, real time, instant answers. Let's keep moving forward. And I love this. It kind of goes hand in hand. Any and all of the disability objections that come up, right? And again, this could be for your assistant, whatever it is, right? We have an answer for whatever they throw at you, period. That's in the DI objections reference flyer that we'll send out in today's thank you email. Let's keep moving forward. So Insure Me Now Direct, we spoke about it 17 times already, but it's important to know, number one, over 25 products now. We now have 15 with just Manhattan Life alone. They have a short-term DI product as well. And then Assurity is our main go-to. And of course, Banner Life for term, no-brainer, Gerber for guaranteed issue whole life, and then $100 cash with your first paid app on the platform, even if it's your own life. Okay, talk about a win-win. Everybody should walk away with $100 cash today and your Levinson Yeti cup. Okay, so this was definitely worth your 65, 70 minutes here. Let's keep moving forward. Just a few slides left, but these are important slides, and that's why I didn't want to end at 3. Real fast, this is the Revenue Accelerator. So think of like a turnkey, complete A to Z platform, right? That's going to help that P&C agency, health agency, association, whatever it is. These are ready to go e-blasts that we can co-brand for you. We have sales scripts. We actually have a campaign where you can, so let's say you have a database of 500 P&C clients. Okay, you throw them into our system, and the system will schedule through a calendar. It'll say, okay, this week we're going to have a disability drip email campaign. That's an email, that's also a postcard mailer, and then a phone call follow-up, right? So this week is DI week. Next week, we're going to talk about critical illness, living benefits. The following week, final expense. The next week is IUL. Basically, you're hitting that database from every single corner until that consumer says, wow, I'm in. I need to talk more next Tuesday, 4 p.m. Click here to accept a new appointment. Okay? That's rocket science. That's how you turn these 500 stale clients or book of business or leads into new consumers, new prospects that are saying, hey, I want a quote, I need a policy, okay, without you doing all the work. That's setting up the set it and forget it, autopilot function on. Okay, that's how you got to look at this. Let's keep moving forward. The MUG plan is great for blue collar DI. Illinois Mutual also has a great solution with return of premium. And this is neat because as an agent, you're always out there trying to open new doors, trying to share your story, trying to create some sizzle, right? And not try to be like every other agent, right? We spoke about it earlier, 980,000 plus in the country. How do you differentiate yourself? You got to come up with new messages, new ways to get the door open. That's why I love some of these strategies like MUG. Okay, what is MUG? Can you imagine you talking about this for 3 minutes on a YouTube video? People are going to say, MUG, what is it? Okay, calculation, mortgage, utilities, groceries equals how much of a benefit do you need for disability income protection? Oh, it's 3,700. Well, here's your quote at $79 a month. Okay, boom. You have a question, solution, new policy sold, on to the next one. But these are new ideas, door openers, ways to get the story started by you and this new consumer. You got to think like this. It's called scrappy. Okay, we all know how it goes. Let's keep moving. Mortgage protection leads. These are awesome for disability coverage. Number one, as a rider on top of term life or a standalone DI product. But mortgage protection leads, great door opener for these types of products. Right hand side, these are free orphans. We give you complimentary, okay, as long as you're writing at least 10,000 of paid premium in 12 months, boom, you are in. Or we give you a handful of free orphans when you transfer that contract over with your first paid application. Next slide here. So email marketing strategies. We put this together. In fact, Beth did this in-house. We have a flyer and then we have a video on the basic email marketing strategies, things you need to know, okay, to get the word out. We know it's just a numbers game, right? 10 to 15% of your database is going to recognize your name, open the email, and say, hey, I want to learn more. Well, that's a new appointment you just made for free, okay? Free. Right hand side, agency automator. That's going to organize all of your e-blasts for you. We also have a prospecting database, millions and millions of consumers. You can say, hey, I want to market to consumers between the ages of 30 and 50 in the 33067 zip code, right, with a household combined income of 75,000 to 95,000. The system will spit out names, numbers, emails, addresses. Now you put together our marketing campaign and boom, you're off to the races. Let's go to the next slide. These are the top performing DI posts that we found, and I challenge you to do the same. Go on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, go in the search bar, put disability income, okay, and then it'll ask you, it'll say recent posts or top performing posts. Put top performing. You want to see what's working for others. When you see a post that has 1,000 likes and 52 comments, that's 52 new leads. So don't reinvent the wheel, right? Check out that post, change a few spokes, and get it back out there. Okay. I'm not saying copy it exactly, but use it for ideas and then build your own. We can even help you with this stuff. Anyway, these are 3 samples that are performing great. I'm not going to go into each one, but we'll include this in the thank you email. The next slide is a great training tool on our podcast. By the way, I'm almost done. I know I'm way behind here, and I apologize because of the technical issues earlier. But these are great training tools. These 3 episodes, this is 3 hours of training content, not just from me, okay, because you're probably sick of hearing my voice by now, but these are great guest speakers that are out there crushing it today. Okay, I mean, there's no fluff here. There's no gray area. Dawson, this is the latest episode we just launched, 51, younger guy. He's killing it with disability, with annuities, with life insurance sales. Okay, you get to pick his brain for an hour. On the left-hand side, we have Pradeep here. He crushes it consistently. One of our top GAs in the Chicago area, but he's appointed in every state. And year after year, he's in our top 10. I pick his brain for an hour. And part of his strategy is DI. So he shares some great nuggets. On the bottom, I sat down with Chris Carlson, the I Love DI guru. He wrote a book called I Love DI. also has his own podcast. I was a guest speaker, and then he was a guest speaker on mine. But he's got some great napkin presentations. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But these are great to check out. And by the way, I'm done here in 30 seconds. This is our upcoming training events, which is what you're on right now. In the blue section, a few that I want to point out. Top is Stonewood, has some new features, new updates we're going to share, and some of the new DOL ruling suggestions we're going to discuss on that webinar. Equitrust, if you were at our expo, that was the last presentation of the day, and a ton of agents said that presentation was one of their favorites of the day. So we asked our VP to come back and do this on a webinar. So that's on the 30th. That's Equitrust. And then on the bottom, so we pulled in Coach Chris for our Q3 annuity updates call. Here's why. So June is Annuity Awareness Month, okay? Just like we're in DI Awareness Month now, today in May. So June is Annuity Awareness Month. So I literally handpicked Coach Chris, one of the top consultants, to give us the 100-foot overview on everything annuity related, including what's going on at the government, latest products, rates, riders, all the above. My last slide here, and like I said, everyone's a winner today. If you're an active agent with us, you get your choice: prospecting book or the new Levinson Yeti that we launched at the expo. So you get to pick. We'll reach out to you, and then you let us know. And then we also have our question of the day. So on top of that, you can win the Apple AirPods and prospecting book if you answer first and correct. But before I do that, I'm going to focus over on the left-hand side with our Positive Tuesday quote. Don't just listen to what we say, watch what we do. The proof is in the pudding. You should be doing the same stuff, right? Call it, mine's Positive Tuesday. Call it DI Thursday, LTC Friday. Put out some creative content. Get scrappy. Educate these consumers. And then little by little, you're going to spread your name. People are going to send you a message, say, hey, I want a quote, or tell me more about this FIA product, whatever it is. Okay, my quote. Do the things you have to do now so you can then do the things you want to do forever. Now is the time. There's never been a better time, okay? There's never been a better opportunity for insurance agents in 2024, okay? You're in the middle of it. Let's go. Work hard, dream big. Question of the day. I mentioned two DI carriers. One had a graded option and one was guaranteed issue. Tell me the two carrier names and you win. Whoever's first and correct walks away with Apple AirPods and a prospecting book. Andrew, who was first and who was correct? Two carriers, by the way. Two DI carriers, graded and guaranteed issue. DI. Graded and guaranteed issue DI products. Two carrier names, you win. Andrew, who was first? Who was correct?
Michelle B. Michelle B as in boy.
Michelle B. The answer was Assurity and Surebridge. Assurity with the graded, Surebridge with the guaranteed issue. Michelle, congrats. Thank you again for hanging in there. And again, I'm sorry, so sorry about these technical issues on the GoToMeeting software. But hopefully you found this valuable. We'll see you next week. Thanks again, everyone.